South Florida's Month to Remember for AAPI Heritage by Asiana Post. Newsroom South Florida did not ease into May. It arrived with force, not loud, but deliberate. For too long, Asian American and Pacific Islander contributions have lived in the seams of this region's story, present but rarely acknowledged. This past May, that silence broke. AAPI Heritage Month was no longer a sidebar, it became a statement. Eleanor Wokstar Ho is no stranger to blazing new trails. Her entrepreneurial adventure began with opening a retail store in Key West alongside her sister. When Eleanor moved to Santa Monica, her sister took the reins locally, launching a Chinese cooking school that helped hundreds overcome their fear of frying. This traditional, hands-on, chop-and-chat format introduced students to authentic recipes, but Eleanor soon realized many stopped there. To push boundaries, she developed a roadmap to inspire creativity beyond the recipe, encouraging cooks to invent and explore. At Smorgasburg, Miami's AAPI Festival, she wasn't simply a presenter, she was a symbol. Eleanor stood for all the women who built Miami's Asian culinary identity in the margins, with woks in hand and little recognition. Asiana Post recognized her not for performance, but for legacy, quiet, determined, and enduring.
Hi, this is Cindy Chang, and we are in Miami, Florida today with the AAPI Month event here. We are in the middle of Miami where we are surrounded by all types of local small businesses, some of which are Asian, all offering different types of food, drinks, products. You could get teas, takoyaki, halo halo, and right here we have a very special guest who is
Wokstar Eleanor Ho.
She actually has produced this event in the past, and today she's enjoying it as a guest. And we're going to hear a little bit about her background, and what she loves about this event.
All right, I think most people in Miami would know me as Wokstar Eleanor Ho. I used to teach wok cooking for 17, I don't want to say how many years. Anyway, I used to teach that, and now it is online, and I also have my Wokstar kit so that it would help people be successful when they go home to cook Asian food. So after that, I've moved into a different phase where I now produce my Wokstar Supper Club, where I bring Asian food lovers to all different kinds of Asian restaurants. So far we've done Indonesian, sushi, we've done Chinese, of course, Northern Chinese. So I love helping support and promote Asian culture and cuisine in Miami.
What is your background?
I want
your
to say,
ethnicity?
my ethnicity. I am actually Chinese Malaysian. My father is Hakka and my mother was Malaysian. So I'm a mutt.
I love a mixed person. Everybody should. And this event is just so wonderful. I see Japanese food, Filipino food, Vietnamese food, Chinese food, Mexican food, American food, and everyone has AAPI specials. You can get matcha green tea, ube lattes, halo halo, acai, tacos. Really, honestly, everything here. And Rockstar Eleanor is a really special guest. We're about to enjoy a Polynesian performance, which I think is really cool. And I just want to thank you so much for contributing towards the Asian American Pacific Islander community. You know, less than 7% of Americans are Asian, so we are a very small but strong community. And, you know, all of us Asians should stick together and work together to preserve our culture and share it with others, whether you're Chinese, Filipina, Cambodian, Laos, you know, Japanese, Korean, Malaysian, Chinese. I think it's absolutely wonderful that we can all come together this month and share our culture with other people and preserve it together. So
Exactly. I'm so happy that you were talking about that.
yeah,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah, it's our fourth time doing the event, and the reason why we love it so much is we get to have these awesome guest vendors from different AAPI cuisines come and set up and sell, and it's always fun to change it up a little bit here. This year, the difference is always the different guest vendors that come. So last year, for example, we just had different guest vendors that showed up, and then this year we had different ones like Salamat Cookies that joined us for this renditions of API event, and so it's just fun to have different vendors come.
Oh, so we started Salamat Cookies in 2020 just as a COVID project. It was coming around to Mother's Day 2020, and Mom was like, "Why don't you see if people want to buy cookies for their moms?" And we set a goal of 300 cookies and ended up selling 728 that first bake. And after that, we're over 250,000 cookies sold all across the country and to 5 different countries outside of America. Super excited because there's a lot of folks who call it oob and ubi, and it is ube. It's the purple yam from the Philippines, and when you cut it in half, it's purple. And it has flavor notes of vanilla and pistachio. So when folks have our cookies or have our drinks or any of our other desserts and they try it, it tastes so familiar because folks know vanilla and pistachio. So they're like, wait, but combined? That's crazy.
Why do you think ube is so associated with the Philippines?
So ube is associated with the Philippines because it grows there natively. And I think because the Filipino people are very prideful about things that are their own, so the fact that ube is like uniquely Filipino, people get super excited about it and say, hey, that's Filipino. So, but we also have stuff like pandan, which you could find all around Southeast Asia. Mangoes are also very popular, but Philippine mango is what we put in our cookies. So just excited to see people really starting to buzz about it.
How many flavors do you have now?
Oh man, we started with 4 and now we're at 43 flavors.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we don't bake all of those every week, but the only time we release a flavor is whenever we know it's really, really good. There's some flavors that we've never released because we couldn't get it right, so.
People can order online?
Absolutely, salamatcookies.com.
Hi, my name is Estefania de la Oliva. I work at Smorgasburg, Miami. I help plan their events. We're actually currently in our market right now celebrating our 4th annual AAPI event. AAPI is just a celebration for Asian American Pacific Islanders. So what we typically do every single year is we like to showcase a lot of our vendors with vendor specials. They do a little bit of a fusion and mix up their stuff with a little Asian culture. But we also have guest vendors that come around from all around the world. So we have Vietnamese vendors, we have some Filipino food vendors, some Japanese vendors, some Chinese vendors. A little bit of everything you can find here. We have some vendors who've actually come all the way from Indiana to participate in this event. In the past, we've had vendors come from New York. So it's essentially just a day to celebrate Asian American culture. We also have Polly Proud, who's amazing. Every single year, we try to add a little bit more culture to the events. And we're always looking forward to kind of teach people about what's going on in today's world and just teach them about different cultures, because Miami's full of a lot of Hispanic people, and I feel like things can get lost in Hispanic culture a lot. We celebrate a lot of Hispanic Heritage Months, so it's nice to kind of give a shout out to our Asian American community as well. Smorgasburg, I'd say, is different than any other location or event because we're really big on making small businesses thrive. There's a lot of other events that they kind of just throw events and they won't really have, I don't want to say like a story behind it, but we originated, just a little bit of a story behind Smorgasburg. We originated in New York, originally 15 years ago. So the word Smorgasburg is actually a play on 2 different words, smorgasbord, which basically means a platter of a whole ton of different foods. And because they originated in Williamsburg, we kind of put the name together. So our goal is ultimately to have small businesses start up with us and give them a platform to showcase all the different cuisines, and we try to make sure we have cuisines from all around the world, so you can get like a little taste of the world as a taste of Smorgasburg at our event.
In Coral Springs, youth carried tradition forward at the annual end-of-school performance hosted by the Chinese Cultural Association. Dances, instruments, and costumes filled the stage, not just for show, but to assert that these stories belong in South Florida's present and future. This year also brought a milestone. North Miami, for the first time, issued an official proclamation recognizing AAPI Heritage Month. The document was handed to artist and cultural voice Omalani Alarcon. While ceremonial, the gesture signaled overdue recognition, an entry into the civic record that had never existed before.
Here, Cassandra Timothy, Councilman Kevin A. Burns, Councilwoman Mary Esme Irvin, Councilman Pierre Franz Charles, do whereby proclaim May 1st to the 31st as Asian, American and Pacific Islander Heritage.
Yet while others prepared speeches, Commissioner Lynn Su, North Miami's first Asian American elected official, was already in the streets. She brought music to libraries, art to neighborhood corners, and heritage programs to communities long overlooked. She didn't need a microphone. Her presence was felt in the work itself. Sacred observances marked the month as well.
So, well, I think a lot of you may not know already that I have been elected to the seat of the city commissioner in North Miami Beach, making me the first Asian American to be elected to the commission. There's another commissioner who said that she's like 0.0001 percent Filipino. So I'd say I guess the second Asian.
Congratulations. How was that transition from your, from the past and then this now? I can imagine there was a lot of responsibilities that you have to tackle.
Yeah, so the good thing is this, I anticipated that I would get elected because there are so many things that are going on in our city that I think we need to really tackle and really work on. So I had been preparing myself for 2 years. I've been attending all the city commission meetings. I'm also on several boards, like the Public Utilities Commission. So I know a lot of things that are going on in the city. I, look at the agenda closely. I review a lot of the things that we're getting into, and including all the things that we need to approve and the things that are going to come up for approval. So when I was hitting the ground, it wasn't just, learning on the job. It was more like I was ready to go. And yet with that, there's still a lot of things that we just didn't anticipate that would happen. So the other thing that I did was I brought in a free clinic for people who don't have insurance. So this is 100% free. There's no copay, no deduction, no nothing, including if you needed any medical prescriptions, the doctor will prescribe it and give it to you for free as well.
On May 12th at Tu Vien Huang Hai Monastery in Davie, a Buddhist ceremony unfolded without cameras or announcements. It didn't need them. The moment belonged to those who gathered in quiet reverence. Their voices weren't raised, but they mattered. In Coral Springs, another tradition came alive through food. At a Kamayan feast hosted by Satori Matabuena, president of REA Greater Miami, banana leaves replaced plates. The act was communal, ancestral, a ritual of memory shared with every bite. On June 12, 2025, with dignity and diplomacy, leaders and guests gathered at the residence of Consul General Junya Nakano of Japan for an evening of recognition. There were no banners or applause cues, just purpose. Consul General Nakano welcomed attendees with calm sincerity. Miami-Dade County Mayor Daniela Levine Cava addressed the guests, speaking directly to the value of AAPI contributions to the region. Deputy Consul General Fumio Tsuda, Asian American Advisory Board Chair Tai Vaz, and Japanese Business Association President Luke Nakano spoke with conviction about responsibility, representation, and the work ahead. In attendance were community pillars including Connie Kinnard and Herlinda Lombardi of the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, Director General Charles Chu of the Taipei Economic and Cultural Office, and Shavanol Fivnil of the Thai Trade Center. This final gathering did not mark the end, it marked an acknowledgement. South Florida is not just watching AAPI communities rise. It is beginning, at long last, to see them.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of the Convention of Japan in Miami, I'd like to extend my heartfelt yokoso, welcome to the Constitutional Official Residence here today as we celebrate the successful conclusion of the Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islands.
Now I would like to take this opportunity to invite our Honorable Mayor of Miami-Dade County, Mayor Daniela Levy, to make some remarks.
We love you, Mayor.
Well, good evening, everyone. Very special to gather here once again and honoring the end of, but all year long we can celebrate our important Asian American and Pacific Island Month in May, which was May, and that was when we had our festival. Yes. Yes. Who was at the festival in Tropical Park?
All of us.
Yes. Excellent, excellent. Well, I've been County Commissioner in 2014 in District 8 when we used to have it at the Survey Spice Bar. And so I've been going every year since then. What a joy it is to celebrate, but also to be part of this incredible, I will call it a coalition, because you work together across so many nations, so many cultures. It's very impressive to me. So I'm very grateful to you. I'm grateful to our Interim Consul General, Commissioner Suda, for bringing us together, and to our Consul General allowing us to use the home. I have to say that this home was the site of our early plans to try to get the flight from Tokyo to Miami, and we spoke about it. And of course, we're still working together with our Japanese Business Association, especially to make that come to reality. The County Asian American Advisory Board is one that I have known about from long before I was elected. And I'm thinking, Winnie, I knew you when. Go back decades before my life as an elected official. But actually who introduced me to the advisory board was Saif Ishuf. Many years ago, Saif introduced me. Well, I don't know how long, Joshua, you've been leading this group, but wow, what a great job you do. So let's give it. And you know, what he doesn't do to bring us together just for the good of it, he does through his music. So we know that he's a great MC and also singer. And truthfully, the whole Asian American Pacific Islander group is so talented. That is part of what makes the the annual festival so lovely, because it's beautiful, it's graceful, it's full of life, delicious too. Delicious. I won't choose one cuisine over another. I cannot do that, all of it. And I want to acknowledge we have our first Thai American elected official. So exciting, our Commissioner, Lynn Su. Thank you so much, Lynn. Right, that is very exciting for all of us. And also, I want to acknowledge, I will call him Honorary Japanese Consul Jose Fuentes. Am I right? I think so. And Maria Dreyfus-Olvert, who is my liaison to our global community. So I'm really thrilled to celebrate with you. We will keep on celebrating the stories of our those who had one foot in a foreign land and another here are American stories. They're stories of hope and great excitement for us because they enrich us so very, very much. And I just want to say very clearly that Miami-Dade County will always be a welcoming place.
Yes.
And not only that, we don't have any tariffs. No no tariffs here. Okay. So your stories of perseverance, of hope, the rich cultural traditions, our Convention and Visitors Bureau here represented by Connie. Thank you so much, Connie. We are always here to open the door. Am I right? Yes, here we are. So you have been a vital force shaping our region in healthcare, in education, entrepreneurship, AI, everything, right? We are very proud to celebrate you. I do want to say also, today has been a very banner day for me because I'm going from here to the Spanish consul's house for a celebration. Aida Leviton, some of you may know her, is getting a special recognition from Spain, but also we've met with the ambassadors from the Netherlands and from Colombia today. So this is a four-country. Thank you so very, very much.
Please eat some sushi before going.
I would like to thank you so much. Very good.
I would like to take this opportunity now to introduce Ms. Tai Vaz, who is chairwoman of the Asian American Advisory Board.
Rocket woman!
Thank you. Thank you. So, good evening, Acting Consul General Yu Miko. Teda. Hope I said it right. I apologize if I missed your name. Mayor Robin Kava, fellow AAPI board members, and other guests and friends. And also, I didn't know Lynn is coming, so also Commissioner Lynn Su. Thank you, Acting General, for your and your team for graciously welcome us in your beautiful home this evening. Japanese Americans have played a vital role in shaping U.S. history, contributing to agriculture, advancing civil rights, and enrich our nation through science, arts, and public service. Because of these profound contributions, Japanese Americans helped pave the way for the establishment of what we now celebrating as Asian American, Native Hawaiian, and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. I think when it started, it was not as long the name before shorter, right? The month of May was chosen to mark two significant milestones: the arrival of the first Japanese immigrants to the United States in May 1843, and the completion of the Transcontinental Railroad in May 1869, an achievement made possible in part by the tireless work of thousands of Chinese laborers who helped connect our nation from coast to coast. It is truly an honor to be here with all of you as we close out AAPI Heritage Month, a time to reflect on celebrating and uplift the vibrant culture, traditions, and history that is the very fabric of America. We recognize the resilience of our ancestors and the strength of today's immigrant communities.